Hello there, and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We have now got the Rolife vintage gramophone build. This is a music box, and these are very cute things. We built loads of these during lockdown. This was kind of where, this is the roots of where our channel came from, really. But we never filmed one. So before a camera was pointed at us, during lockdown, me and the kids would make these little music boxes. When we were going a bit stir crazy and we were trapped in the house, we retire to our little room here and we build something, and we found these and we build them, and we gift them. So we'd send them to nieces and cousins and aunts and grandparents, and we make a little music box. We'd take pictures of the kids doing it and we'd send it to them, just, let them know we were thinking of them. And it was sanctuary for us. It was a beautiful thing. But we never kept one. So we made loads of these. We don't actually own one ourselves because we sent them all over the place. So I wanted to get one. I wanted to get one to do and sort of remember. That's what we did during lockdown. That's kind of where the channel came from. So we found this one, and we got this for a steal. I mean, I paid £8 for this, which is nothing. These are becoming in short supply because it looks like Rolife have moved away from these music boxes. I haven't seen them do a new one in a long time. So if you want one, go get one because they are disappearing. I'd like to see them come back. I really would, but I don't know. This one's unique compared to the other ones. The rest of the music boxes, you wind them up and off they go, that's it. Whereas this one appears to have a start-stop mechanism, which is quite unusual because I've never seen that on one before. This one, I believe, plays Unchained melody. And I love the little clockwork music boxes. So it will have movement. It looks like a gramophone. The lady's going to dance on the record. I think it's going to be really cute. So let's get this open. Let's get into it, and let's get this built. So this is what you get inside the box. We got our instruction sheet. Now, the instructions aren't detailed. They're not hard. I mean, this is literally, it's one sheet. So this won't be overly complicated, but that doesn't mean it'll be quick. Deceptive that. You'll look at it and think, well, that's quick. No. Here's what we get. So we have all of our wooden sheets here. We got our sandpaper. No glue is required to build these. This is all push to fit and click to fit. But this will be a lovely thing. So that's our wooden elements. And then we have a bag I've just dumped out there. So you can see we have our screwdriver, our screws, we have our gears, a little pair of tweezers. We have our glue that comes with it. So maybe we do glue. Sometimes you don't. But if they've given us glue, I know what that'll be for. That'll be gluing gears to the thing. That's fine. And then we have our clockwork itself. So this is ultimately our music box and our little engine that's going to drive the mechanism. Typically, I don't know if it will be this one, we start off screwing this to a base. That's how most of these start, but I'll have a look when we get into it. Anyway, let's get this open, let me get prepared, and let's put this together. Okay, so unlike the normal way we build these boxes that are asking us to start with the base, we're actually going to start with this piece that's going to make the dancer. It's going to sit on top of the gramophone. So we're just going to sand off these little burrs here. We don't want any of that on there. Now what we're going to do, again, this is unusual because it doesn't normally ask for glue. I'm going to tiny spot of glue on here just to hold it firm. I see why, because if the thing's going to move and dance around, you're going to want it to stay firm. And we're literally going to pop that one in there. It's going to go all the way down and hold it in place. He says. So that's snug. I don't think you would have needed glue on this, to be honest with you, but we'll stick to the instructions, but I don't think you need to be overly concerned about gluing this. I want to get it all the way down though. That's right. Right. There we go. Okay, so you can see there, we're all the way down. Clean up glue off there. Now we're going to repeat that same process 5 more times. So we'll have 6 around here, and it will make, you'll see, it'll make a dress. So I'm going to get that done, and then we'll take a look at it. So we've added all those pieces now, and we've added this bottom ring where these protrude through. So you can see, kind of see what's going on. This is going to rotate. This is going to be the dress of our dancer. The next thing we're going to do is take this part here, which is D4. We're going to line up these dots here against the bottom. Now, I don't know if this says to glue or not. It doesn't, it says not to glue, so we won't. So lining these up won't be the easiest thing in the world, but it will go. There we go. I mean, it's wood, so it's malleable, so if you have any problems with any stages like this, it will bend. Just don't force it. Don't put, you know, too much pressure on it. But this will go. There we go. There we go. So this now makes piece A. So once you put these all together, they then become a certain piece. So now we've put all these little elements together. This is now known as A. So that one's done. We are now going to move on to the body of the upper part of the ballerina, and this looks a little bit more complicated. So here are all the elements that are going to make the top half of our dancer. Now what we're going to do, they're all laid out in the sequence they're going to go in. So we're going to begin with just taking this part here, flipping this one over, and we're just going to have a touch of glue just at the top. You ain't got to go insane with the glue on this because it says my nozzle's blocked, because they'll hold. So we're going to start with this crown piece here. That's going to go on the back. Pull it there. Get rid of the excess glue. And it's going to hold like so. So that's something like that. Flip that one over. Then we're going to apply a spot of glue here. Again, you don't need loads. You really don't. It just needs to hold. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't need to be welded to this thing, but it will. I mean, it's not an active piece. It's nothing to be pulling or tugging at this. So we add our lady there, lining her up with where she needs to go. There we are. Happy with that. Just going to burr off there. So that's that part. The next thing I'm going to do is add this front part here. It just gives this more dimension. So we're just going to touch a little glue there, a little there. This element here. It's going to slot over there like so. Again, it just gives it more depth. Gives a more 3D look. Again, I'm not worried about the glue. This glue that you can see build up here dries clear, so you won't see any of this at all. We then have another hair piece, which we're going to attach. It's this one here. Pop some glue on the back of this one. So let's go into, I mean, I'm saying this is a hair piece. Could very well be a crown or a ribbon or a, there we go. Straighten that up. There we go. So like that. We're next going to assemble the arm. So the arm piece here has a tiny, again, it's just to add some embellishment to this. Let's make sure we get this arm on the right way, because I don't want to put it on the wrong way around. That'll drive me insane. Yep, that's the right way. We then take this sleeve piece, glue on there like that, and that's it. And then this should just slot in there like so. And there is the top of our dancer. Okay, so now we should now be attaching this to the body that we made. I just want to make sure that is what we're doing. There we are. Okay. So we angle the arm. That makes more sense. Yeah, they said to angle the arm right down. Okay. So let's angle it. I don't want to, you know, I certainly don't want to snap it. Happy with that. Okay. We're not adding her to the body yet. We've got a bit more to do. So let's grab the next pieces, and then we should have the body ready. Okay, so this is glued in place now. Now what we're going to do is putting this through so this piece protrudes through here. We've got to line up the holes and screw it in place, which sometimes is easier said than done. But we'll find it. We'll find that sweet spot. There we go. Now, hopefully, this lines up. There's something very reassuring about this stage in any of these music boxes, where you put the screws in, you feel it tighten up. It's very comforting because you're like, okay, well, that's working, that's lined up, that's nice. I say that. Yeah, there we go. Feels good. Genuinely, you feel it tighten up. It's like, yeah, good, that's working. It goes from being a very kind of loose, flimsy piece to all of a sudden you're thinking, yeah, that's never going to move. And yeah, it's a very comforting stage. I know that might sound strange if you've never built one of these, but trust me, these are incredibly snug. Okay, that's that one. And then one more. And that will be this part pretty much complete. We just have to add this top part. Now, I'm aware you're losing some of the effect on this camera, but that piece that you can see here is actually a really rather lovely gold. But I can see the camera's washing it out and it's looking like it's just wood. It's not, it's gold. It's got a very nice gold glitter to it. Okay, so those can go in more. Wow, these are really long screws. Little but long, if that makes sense. So there we are. So this element is going to sit like so. And that's where we're going to be. Excellent. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so taking our lady here, we are going to add this piece here, which is B6, and we're just going to thread that straight down. This is going to be a waistline. I'm hoping this fits snug. It does. Just push that all the way down. There we go. So that's how our lady's looking from the front and back. And then we are going to slot her into here. Do we glue this? Yes, thought we might. Okay, so let's put, again, can't stress this enough, you ain't got to go mad with this stuff. There we go, that will be plenty. Because again, this isn't going to move, this is just to hold it in place, and I can already feel how snug this is. So the glue it's a little bit overkill, if I'm honest, but, you know, I suppose it'll give it a bit more longevity. That is so snug. I mean, honestly, by the time I get that down there, that's never, the glue just so isn't necessary at this point. There we go, and there she is. So there's our lady. Haha. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue her to here. So I'll line that up nicely. And she will then be added to this part, and that's what's going to twirl, that's what's going to make her rotate. So we will add glue to the base part, I think. That seems strange. I mean, this is this lovely gold. And then we're going to lose it. It just seems weird to me, but that's what they've asked us to do. That seems very odd. It's this lovely gold, and now you're going to lose all of it. How weird is that? Oh, no, you're not. Okay, there's, well, sort of. Bizarre, but that's what they've asked us to do, and that's what we will do. We are but their humble servant. So, again, I don't go mad on these things because you just don't need to. We'll put some micro dots on the outside. And that will hold. So we add our lady to our base. And I want it kind of central as possible. And there we are. So you can still see the gold protruding through the bottom there. But I don't know, it just seems like an odd choice. But okay. And there we are. So we have what's going to be the rotating piece of our music box. We are now moving on to the gramophone head. So that's a whole new sheet of things. So let's get started. So here's where we now are. We've put these together. It's very spider-esque. Attached it to the main bar. And you can see what's going on here. You can see how this is going to make a gramophone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the elements to the cone. Now if anything's going to break, it's this. Because this involves the bending of wood. So just be gentle with it. I mean, I say that, I might end up bending it myself, yeah, I don't know. But that's what we're going to do. So we are going to install these pieces. along the cone, and hopefully we won't have any major issues. They're basically going to go like this. So we're going to attach the top piece in, and then we're going to roll down, and it's going to create the cone. I'm going to try one first, see how it looks. Okay, so I don't mind telling you, that wasn't easy, but we've done it. So these pieces attach to the stems and fold down, and then after you've done that part, you hold them all together with these clamps here. It's time consuming, is what it is. I wouldn't say it's difficult, it's time consuming. So that took me a good 25 minutes to get that done. But it's looking lovely, right? I mean, that's nice. And it's wood as well, which is, you know, it looks like it's not. It looks like it's a paper or material, so it isn't. It's all wood. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some detailing to the arm of the cone, I assume this is called. I'm sure somebody can tell me what the actual name of that piece of a gramophone is. Because I'm sure it's not the cone. Maybe it is, I don't know. The funnel. We're going to add some detailing to either sides. Now you can see there is a pin in there, which is going to hold these detailing parts in place. So let me find these detail bits and we'll attach them. Okay, so we're going to pop a little glue onto these. Now you can see I've got pins here and here, which are going to hold it all into place and keep it all nice and straight. But just going to add a little glue just to give it some additional support, because we don't want any of these flaking off, you know, over time. So let's start like that. So we're going to take the corresponding piece, which would be this one, and we're just going to pop that in. So the pin goes over there. And over there. And that's that one held in place. We're going to flip over, do the exact same thing on the other side. So touch of glue. Again, not loads. It doesn't matter. It's literally just hold it in place. It's not, you know, it's not the only thing that's holding it. The pins are holding it. So I'll line that one up. Just buff that little piece off there. I'm happy with that. There we go. So there we go. That's lining up. Lovely. And there you go. I guess that's some additional support. And that's held nice and firm. Gonna let that dry. And we'll move on to the next part where we should be building the base. Okay, so here is our base piece. We're going to need this. We're going to need our 3 screws that we have remaining. We have this little washer piece, which is G7. And there is a marking on here, as you can see, where that's going to go. So we're going to pop that one over there first. And line that up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be installing our music box to this base. The actual piece itself. So here we go. And which way around does this go? I would hazard a guess it was that way. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's turn that one over. And do our holes line up? They do now. Okay. Then we're going to put one screw in place just to get this held. And once one's in, the other two are very easy. It's just getting your first one in and going. He says, let me line this up. Okay, so I'll do the first one just to hold it in place so I can show you what we're doing here. Now 2 more. So one in here. So second one. And then our third one here. And then finally what we're going to do is we're going to attach the key. Now, if you've never done one of these before, you're going to touch this key, you're going to hear the tune for the first time, and it's going to sound very clangy. But what happens with these is the box itself works as it dulls the sound. So it might be a little too tingy, little too, you know, I don't know a good way to describe it. It pings quite a lot. Once you get the box around this, it dulls that. So it actually sounds a lot better once you've got the kind of acoustics of the box attached. Next we're going to do is the box itself. Okay, so taking part D1, what we're going to do is note in the direction of the music box. We're going to work with the music box with this black element facing this way, the white element facing the back. So this is going to slot into here, like so. So I'm going to pop that one straight in there. Now take your time with these, because we are going to have to curve. So just be easy with it, because these will snap, and you don't want to do that. And they haven't given us any spares in this one. So start them off. Don't push them all the way down. Start them off, and then a little wiggle and a smooth, and you'll find exactly where they're going to go. So there you go. So we're held in place there. Now we start to push down. There we go. One in. See what I'm saying? You just wiggle. Wood's malleable, so you don't need to. This wood definitely is. So you don't need to, you know, jam this in or force it or anything. It will go. Just easy, 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 easy. That's how you do it. Don't force anything, don't push down too hard or anything, because you just don't need to. So that's the first side in. So I'm going to get D2, and that's going to go into the other side. Again, I mean, these are the elements that I've seen a lot of people build a lot of different models, and Roker and Rolife and Robot Time favour this kind of concertinaed wood. And it can break when you're removing it from it. It can break when you're bending it. So you just have to take your time, you really do. I mean, a good way to avoid it from happening is to dampen it. If it's wet, it tends to, I mean, I don't, but I have heard people advise that, because I don't know, it tends to not be as rigid if you do that. I mean, don't soak it, that's not what I'm saying, but it may help if you're having that problem a lot. But my advice would be, just don't go so harsh. These things will fit. If they don't fit, use some wax or something like that, and, you know, persuade it another way. Just don't jam it down. You can see as I'm doing it, I'm just kind of trying to persuade it in. I'm not forcing it down. I'm not, you know, it's just, we get it lined up, we give it a little wiggle, we find the sweet spot, and then down it goes. And then it's just a question of getting these into the right spots. This where it's going to get snug, because it's going to push against the other one. But again, don't jam anything down. Don't ram it. Don't force it. You know, just go easy. Go easy, 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 and it will go. It will fit. But just take your time, because, you know, where's the rush? Modeling is about rushing. You know, building, it's not about rushing. It's about doing it well, having some chill. If you find yourself getting all frustrated and your hands tense up, and you tend to naturally just become more heavy-handed. So if that's happening, chill, you know, grab a coffee or something, chill out, take a breath, walk away, come back, and you'll find that thing that you couldn't do, you'll do first time, and you'll be even more annoyed that it happened first time this time. But, you know, that's what it is, man. It's about taking time out for yourself and chilling out. So don't make it stressful. It shouldn't be about stress. So there we go. This is the piece here that's giving me the problems, because it seems too snug. But again, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to go easy, easy, easy. I'll get it to go. Okay. I give that little wiggle, and I get that in place. There we go. See? There. So nothing had to be forced, nothing had to be jammed down. It was just a case of just move around it, apply a bit more pressure. Eventually it'll go, and you can see we haven't snapped any of those parts, and we've got our box in place. So that's how we're now looking. Beautiful. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to add some feet. So starting with the raw wood decal first, I'm going to pop some glue on the bottom here. And they do just fit in these holes. There is a guide there, you can see where they're going to go. So we're just going to pop them in. Again, I'm not worried about overspill of glue. It will dry clear. You won't see it at all. Plus this is the bottom, so you're never going to see it. Put that one in place. Put it on loosely first. I mean, I can go and adjust them accordingly in a moment. But I'm just lining them up to where they go on these elements here and here. And the final one on here. So that's how they go. This is just to give it some feet. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add another layer on top of these. So we're going to glue these painted layers onto the bottom of those once these have dried, and we'll take a look. Okay, so we've got the base piece on. We've got the gramophone stem in place. We're now going to pop this decorative piece over here. We've got thread through. I think that's what's going to hold the needle. And this should, there we go, line up quite nicely. It's the wrong piece. Bloody hell, Scott, what are you thinking? That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Alright, let's try that again. So I'll leave the mistakes in so you can see it's not as simple as it first looks. Mistakes happen and they're easily rectified. So there we go. So we got that over there. And now this should just, again, push down. Don't go overly harsh on it, just move around. It'll pop into place, which that one has. Now we're gluing this one, so we're going to add a little bit glue around the edges, just to hold this one in place. So across there, go there, and go here. That should be plenty, I think. And then we're going to take this one here. Let's go and slot over. And just drop that one down into position. And there we are. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add our dancer. I'm going to take her. We've got to line up this screw here, and this should just screw into place. Once we find the biting point, which I haven't yet, it will go. There we go, there's the biting point. So we're going to screw down our dancer here. Now I don't want to screw it all the way down, but at the same time, I want it to be tight enough that it's, there we go. So that's it, I've met the point of resistance, so I'm stopping. It's don't keep pushing against it at that point. So that's our dancer in place, that's that part on as well. We now have a bunch of, the needle, we're going to make the needle. And then we're nearly done. So there we have it. Now we have added our final elements, these little birds and flowers to it. Everything's in place, lovely. In theory now, I have wound this up. If we put the needle on the record, it should play. It's lovely. Beautiful thing, let's have a chat. So there we have it, that's that one complete. And what a gorgeous little thing. Lovely little thing, lovely little music box. And it does work. You put the needle on, off she goes. Really happy with that. Really happy, it's a cute little one. And again, I paid very little for this. I paid £8 for this on Amazon by using the voucher code that was on there, which gave me like 60% off, which was huge. That's it for this one. There are lots of these up on our channel already, so you can go and see the Rolife book nooks, you can see the Robot Time Dramatron, you can see the Secret Garden boxes. We've got lots of them, so if you enjoyed that, we have lots more, and we will have lots more to come. I've asked for a bunch of these for Christmas. Hopefully I'll get at least one. and we'll see what happens. But that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below, or you can email us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and I will catch you on the next one.